How's it going, everyone? Brendan T. Adams here, Emmy Award-winning producer and co-founder of Rise and Record, and I got Kevin Harrington, original shark of Shark Tank.
How you doing?
Dude, I'm amazing. I'm excited to get into the story today. You know, for those out there, we are doing an authority and influence program to help you become an authoritative figure in your space, but also how to leverage it to make money. Kevin, when was the time when you realized you needed to start building your brand?
Wow. Okay. So let me think back, Brandon. So I remember a time we were doing awesome infomercials. Billy Mays, Jack LaLanne and the Juicer, George Foreman, Tony Little Fitness, the Gazelle. And here I am. I'm at a trade show with Tony Little. We're both walking the floor. Now, I had invested tens of millions of dollars into Tony Little in production, in media, and created an awesome brand. But I didn't realize that along the way, he and I are walking down this trade show floor. Everybody's going where? To Tony Little, okay? Now, here I'm the guy that did this, but I'm thinking, wait a minute. And he felt so bad. He said, wait, everyone was coming to him. He said, but you got to meet my partner, Kevin, the guy that actually did this work. And I'm like, nobody knew who I was. And I'm like, Tony was getting all the new deals. So the new product owners were going to Tony Little because he's the guy on TV. Anyway, I said, now is the time that people need to know who I am. Who is Kevin Harrington? He's the guy that created the infomercial industry. I also mentioned the celebrities, and I did Kim Kardashian's first infomercial and worked with some amazing people, but nobody knew me. Once I set on the path to create my brand and build it, and actually, I got a little advice along the way from a gentleman many people know, Richard Branson. I was sitting with him at his island, Necker Island, and he said, Kevin, you know, I don't know who you are, and I should because you've done some amazing things. Go build your brand. And based on that and the things that we've been talking about here, authority and influence, I have then spent the next number of years putting out, creating content, writing books, book after book, and boom, all of a sudden, I didn't realize who was paying attention, but Mark Burnett from Shark Tank was actually paying attention. So we had a lot of fun building that brand.
So a book was really the first thing you did, how I turn ideas into million-dollar products. Tell me the different ways you leveraged the book for your brand, for different revenue opportunities or opportunities that came to you.
Well, so when the book first came out, obviously there's press releases and so we started getting on radio talk shows, and I did 5, then I did 25, and I was telling great stories. You know, what does a radio talk show want? They want some fun. They want to hear about Jack LaLanne and the Juicer or Tony Little and, you know, working with these kind of people, right? So I got on over 100 radio talk shows. Then that led to many of the trade journals, and because I'm in the as seen on TV business, we're in housewares, we're in hardware, we're in fitness, we're in golf, we're in beauty. Well, all of those industry verticals then became targets for me to talk to them. How do we teach people in the health and beauty business to create and find those million-dollar products, right? So I was speaking at all the trade shows then. I was doing dozens of speaking events. It started with trade shows, and then it went to the individual companies that were attending to trade shows too. So, and entrepreneurial events. So the book led to press, led to radio, led to speaking events, which then also I started getting on CNN, CNBC, TV appearances. And who was watching all of this? I didn't know. Mark Burnett was. This was the amazing thing. Mark Burnett, he was coming out with his new show called Shark Tank, and here I was all over the place, and that prompted the phone call from his office.
Which was a pretty amazing thing that came from that.
Absolutely.
So writing a book led to the opportunity, going on the TV and press. Let's talk about video. So you and I have done TV productions over the years. We've done video. I'd love to hear from you, Kevin. Why do you feel video is such a powerful way for somebody to communicate their message, but also for them to be able to get more revenue for their company?
Well, so, you know, what I love about video is, first of all, is it pretty easy to do, Brandon? Turn the video on and you start talking, right? So I mean, we're not talking about having to shoot a television show. I mean, Shark Tank cost $1 million an episode, and it took years for that to come together. With a video, you can literally be shooting videos just like we're doing right now on a daily basis, a couple times a week. So the cost to do it is low, but if you create and you engage with good content, now folks are coming back. They want more, right? If you're good, They want more of you, right? And so it's important to put that message out. And from my side, what I like to share are the entrepreneurial ups and downs and all that kind of thing too, because there's education along the way as I'm speaking and I'm out doing the things I do and the books that I'm creating. The content is actually providing a mentoring to the folks that are reading the content.
So these are all things we're going over with the Authority and Influence program. We're going to go over all this on how you can write a book, how to leverage a book to make more money, how to create regular video content, how to leverage videos in your systems and processes. One more I want to go over before we wrap up here is podcasting. I know when you launched your book, you went on a lot of shows. You obviously have your own podcast show. I do as well. Talk about just a few ways how you've been able to leverage a podcast show for your own growth.
I mean, podcasts are powerful, and let me explain why. First of all, a person that puts on a podcast is doing it with virtually no costs because it's over the internet. They're shooting on whether it's an iPhone or their computer, right? So they have virtually no cost, but now they have maybe 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, or getting distribution of the podcast, right, that are going to watch it. So I started doing my own podcast. I get hundreds of thousands of downloads on every one that I put out, and to the tune of millions of downloads now over time. But the bottom line is that when I go on somebody else's podcast, I'm connecting with their followers. Right? I mean, when I launched my book, Mentored to Millions, we decided we're going to do 100 podcasts. Well, I did 100 podcasts, but the organic action that was happening from those podcasts was huge. But then we got through 100, and the publisher said, we got a couple of weeks left. We could get to the top, on the bestseller list, right? So we did another 85. I did 185 podcasts, and we drove it to number 2 on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. So in summary, podcasting is very powerful. And for me, I've used it to launch books, as I said, and we hit number 2 on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. We've used podcasts to build branding, to get us onto speaking events, onto television events, to trade shows. I mean, it just drives all other areas of distribution. So very, very powerful.
And this is exactly what we're going to be talking about in the Authority and Influence program. We're going to show you not only how to do this, but if you've already done that, wrote a book or maybe done a podcast show, we're going to show you how to leverage it to make more money. Public speaking gigs, consulting deals, all these different things, some that most people don't even know about. So if you want to join Kevin and I, direct learning from Kevin and I on how to build your brand influence online, click the link below, sign up. You have to apply, and we look forward to seeing them, don't we?
Hey, look forward. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
Take care.